Hello, welcome back to the Mobile Motorbike Mechanic channel. I'm Steve. Today we're heading off into Rugby to go and look at a Ducati 748. Chap has given me a ring. He's got a clutch problem with it. The lever's just coming straight back to the bar. So we believe it's slave cylinder that's knackered. So I've got a spare a replacement Uberon one on the van. So we'll get out there and we'll see what happens. So we'll see you when we get there. Right folks, here we are with the Ducati 748. This is the Bypasso model, so twin seat. If you come around and have a look at the clutch slave cylinder down here. So this is your clutch slave cylinder, or secondary cylinder as people have to call it nowadays. Political correctness. Anyway, it looks like we've got a bit of leakage going on. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this cylinder replaced. We've got an Oberon one with us, so we'll get that cylinder replaced, get the new copper washers in place, get it all topped back up again with fluid, bleed it through, and we should be done with this one, because that ain't doing anything at all. Right, let's get on with it. Right, first things first, we're going to need some Allen keys. Vacuum machine. Because what I don't want to do is remove the clutch line. Hello. I don't want to remove the clutch line and then have fluid dripping out everywhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to suck out all of the fluid. There we go. So now, when we undo down here, we won't have loads of fluid pouring out, we'll just have a little bit. And what I'm also going to do is I'm just going to pop you off. I'm just going to split that nipple and suck whatever fluid's in the line out as well, because I'm going to be taking this banjo bolt off here. So let me get an 8mm. I think that's a 10, it might be a 12. So that is an 8mm. I'm sure that's a 12. Oh, is it going to be 11? No, 12 will do. Right. Let's just crack that off and hopefully not split. Oh no, that's going to be okay. Right. Let's just grab. Ooh. For those people with headphones, you might want to turn your volume down. All I'm going to do is open that blade nipple up. You can see the fluid coming through. Oh, it's stopped now. There wasn't that much in it. But you can actually hear it up there. That's sucking through. So we know that that line now is empty. So now what I want to do is undo that banjo bolt there. Ooh. There we go, that's got it. Right, let me just go and grab some rags and put them around here so we don't drip any brake fluid onto this plastic. And the question is, can I get to all three of those mounting bolts without taking the fairing off? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. And yes, I can. Oh, beautiful. That'll make life a bit easier. So I don't have to take all this fairing off. Right. So now we've got some cloths in place, we can undo that banjo bolt and whip it out. And there's one washer. So these copper washers, there's the other one. We're not going to reuse them. They're going in the bin. But we do have to reuse this banjo bolt with the bleed on it. Took that up there with a cloth around it. And now what I can do is get to the 3 mounting bolts. There's one at the back here, number 2 which you can see, and then there's a 3rd one underneath. So what I believe has happened on this is the seals have gone in the slave cylinder. I really should get a pot for all these little bits, but by the time I've got a pot I'm going to be finished, hopefully, because this really is not a very long job. He says, as long as it goes correctly. We might be here all day if I cock it up. Right, 3 mounting bolts, that's ready to come out now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a rubber mallet and just give that a little tap just to release it. Gentle taps. Pop it off. Yeah, it's not looking too healthy. Right. Let's give all this a clean up in here. We got a pot. Thank you, Jamie. Those are the important bits. All those bits are the scrap bits. Right. Ooh, and that bit is the important bit as well. So there's just some crud and stuff in here, so just gonna give a little flick around. It'll all drop down out the bottom of the front sprocket cover here. So we have a replacement slave cylinder. Okay, Oberon Performance, very good master slave cylinders. And what have we got in here? Oh, we've got some mounting hardware as well. So we've got, by the look of it, 3 new bolts. That looks like it's like a little extension for the push rod, and we've got a couple of Ducati washers as well. I'll show you the difference between a Ducati washer and a copper washer. So copper washers, single use, and they actually squash. Ducati washer has a seal in the middle, so you can actually reuse these Ducati washers. You can take them off, put them on, take them off, put them on, but it's up to you whether or not you want to reuse them. But anyway, so we've got a couple of Ducati washers, so we'll have them. And we've got some mounting hardware. We've got 3 bolts, and then we've got this little machined piece. I'm just looking at the size of that cylinder compared with that one, and see it's ever so slightly longer. So I'm wondering if we need to put that sort of on the end of the clutch push rod. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read the bloody instructions. So, what does it say? Oh, look at that, surprise, surprise. It says, yep, push rod extension. Okay. Always check push rod length first before installation. Only to be fitted if the pushrod length is less than 30mm from the crankcase face. That to me looks like it's less than 30mm. Yeah, that's about 25mm. So looks like we need to use the extension piece. That's fine. Who says blokes can't read instructions? Yeah. Got the extension piece, and we're just going to pop it in to the into the cylinder there. That's it. Push it in, and then we just fit the cylinder as per. And that should be, he says, it should be it. Just make sure it all lines up. It's lining up pretty good. And then we just need to fit the hardware. But I'm gonna just grab a little bit of anti-seize and pop them on those bolts, because we've got what looks to be stainless hardware going into aluminium, which is never a good mix. That's not lining up quite right. It's just catching on that sprocket cover. Okay, let's get the sprocket cover removed. Or at least we can take one bolt off and just relax the sprocket cover a bit. There we go. Beautiful. Right, so we'll just refit that sprocket cover bolt if we can. Get in there. There it is. Beautiful. Right, now what did we do with our Ducati washers? There they are. So, banjo bolt, first washer on, and now we want to find our hose, which was up here. Pop the bolt in, second washer, and then we can pull the plug out. And hopefully this will all screw together straight away. Look at that, beautiful. Right, and all we need to do is get our 12mm, wherever that was. There it is. And just tighten him up. The reason it looks a bit awkward is because I'm just putting pressure on that banjo bolt from the back just to stop it spinning around. I suppose ideally it would be easier if we did take the fairing off, but tough. We ain't. Right, that's tight. Okay, so that's our little rubber cover ready to go. Done up, done up, done up. We took that one out, we've done it back up. We didn't take that one out, we've left it alone. So what we need to do is have a quick tidy up round here, and then I can bleed the clutch. So come back to me in a second when I've put all this lot away. Right, so we finished down the bottom there for a second. So turn our attention to the clutch lever, and as expected, we've got no clutch whatsoever. But what we want to do is we want to fill our clutch reservoir completely up. Now, these are only small reservoirs. They don't take a lot of fluid, but ooh, you can bugger off. So that's completely full up now. So then I can come down the bottom here with the machine. We should be able to just pop on, open up our bleed. Now I'm not, people go, oh hang on a minute, you're introducing air into this. I don't care at a minute because there's no fluid whatever in the system. So I'm just going to open that up. I'm going to keep an eye on that. And I'm going to turn on the vacuum. And that is already straight away pulling down. You can see it dropping down. And we get down to the minimum mark. And I'm going to shut that off. And just to save air and noise, I'm going to turn that off. And then I'm going to go back up to the top again. I'm going to refill that. There we are. Now I'm just going to do exactly the same again. Got air on this time. Open it up. And you can see it's dropping. I'll get it to the minimum. And I'll close it off. Right. And so, third time, we'll fill it up. And now I'm going to try the clutch, but I'm not going to go because lots of pressure. I'm just going to try it because it might have to. Not happening. I would expect that immediately to work, and it's not working at all. But look, see the fluid levels going down? Fluid level has gone down. But I don't believe, there's no resistance there. I don't believe that's fixed it. Oh bugger! So I'm wondering if the seals have gone in the master cylinder as well, because that's not doing anything. We can check that's not doing anything by putting the bike in gear. That's the bike in gear. We'll pull the clutch in. Nothing at all. That's the bike back in neutral again. Let's just do a bleed again, just to make absolutely sure. Right. So that's fluid right down to the bottom again. Ah, now hang on a minute. We've got clutch now. So I've got nothing there, but then I've got resistance. Hey, I didn't think it was the master cylinder. I'd be doubting myself. Right, let's pop some more fluid back in there again. That's back up. It's not on the max yet, but it's almost there. Right, now, we've got resistance. Let's check again. Pop the bike in gear. So we're out of gear there. We're in gear. Pull the clutch in. And there we have it. Look at that. And as I let the clutch out, that starts to bite. So clutch in, clutch out. Beautiful. There we go. Right, so it was just a question of getting that last bit of air out of the system. Cool, right, I'll do one more bleed and then we'll check it again and see how we go. Top you up. So what I'm doing is I'm bleeding the entire amount of fluid through just to make sure that we get a decent bleed on it. Top it right back up again. I've lost my end cap, there it is. And now we'll just see what that feels like. Yeah. So we've got a little bit of play in it, that's just regular play, and then all of that is clutch. Beautiful. Yeah. Right, cool. So what was happening before, we bled it through, but we hadn't filled the slave cylinder up with fluid. So that was why we didn't have anything happening. So as soon as we got a bit of fluid into the slave cylinder, it sorted it. Well, it took all of the air out. So, right, let's just finish off here. So, what we need to do back under here, just need to make sure that that bleed nipple is nice and tight, which it is. Refit the dust cover on it. Done. And we then need to come back up to the top here. Now, interestingly enough, there's no diaphragm on this one, it is just the cap. There's usually a rubber diaphragm on the top of the cylinder, but on this one there isn't, so we'll just refit the cap as we found it. There we go. Double check once more. So again, biking gear, clutch in, and it all works. Beautiful. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Nice straightforward fix, that one. Right folks, that's this Ducati 748 clutch all sorted out. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you again on the next video.